I will never play a Pokemon game ever again. This is why. Me and my mom went to the local game store a lot when I was a kid. She and I saved up every bit of change we found to save up for games for our Nintendo 64, released in America on September 29th, 1996, 5 years before 9/11, which is when my dad died. So after a month of saving up, my mom said to me, "We can go buy a new game for our Nintendo 64. We could find one to play together, or a single-player one." I said I want one for myself, and she looked sad. I didn't care. We walked into the store. "Hello, customers," the teenager at the front said as the bell rang above the door, not looking up from the game manual he was reading. It was for Pokemon Stadium 2. Mom grunted as a reply. We walked around for a minute before I saw a really cute game. It was called Hey You Pikachu, with a yellow Pikachu on the cover, from Pokemon. I asked Mom if I could get this one, and she sighed and said yes, and we brought it to the teenager, and he entered a code and said $12. My mom set the change onto the counter. The teenager sighed and began to count. It, before muttering, "And your soul." I don't think my mom heard that she was busy. He gave us a penny back, and I took the game, and we left to home. When I went to put it in the Nintendo 64, released 5 years before my dad was a victim of the September 11th attacks on the Twin Towers, it booted up the game. Pikachu was there. It looked a little sad. Maybe the game was about cheering the Pikachu up. My mom left the room to take a phone call on the landline. I said, "Hey, you Pikachu," and it glanced at me crying. Looking at the cover again, it said microphone needed. I didn't have one connected to the Nintendo 64, whose controller is weirdly ergonomic with 3 prongs, but it didn't seem to matter as JT heard me. "Pikachu, come here," I told it. It waddled up to the front of the screen. I saw a scratch on its cheek, and I went up to my CRT television and rubbed the screen where the OE was, and it reacted. "Pikachu," it said. This is some weird technology, I thought, patting its head. But I wasn't really patting its head. I was patting the warm television, static dancing across my fingers, leaving it tingly. I guess the same would happen if I pet a Pikachu. In the background of the game, I heard something fall over, and Pikachu jumped, scared. "What was that, Pikachu?" I asked it. It stared at me. It felt like I was actually being watched. "Pikachu," it stated. I assumed it meant don't worry about it. "Okay," I replied. What else is there to do in this game, I wondered to myself. "Pikachu," it said, meaning let me into your house. "Okay, Pikachu, come live in my house." I said Pikachu walked off screen, and then I heard my mom scream and a loud crashing noise. Whatever, she's annoying. I looked around in the game for the Pikachu, when I felt something behind me. Warm breath hit the back of my neck, and I spun around. A large, skinny person was behind me wearing a Pikachu mask and a yellow Pikachu suit. It was holding a tire iron that dripped a red gloop. "Hi, Pikachu," I said, and it swung at my head and killed me.